I'm going to bring you guys a gear dump of what I'm bringing with me to Idaho this year. It's going to be the first week of October. We're going to be doing rifle hunts. A few things that I'm not covering in this. I'm not going to cover my rifle. I just don't have any room for it. As you see, I got some construction behind me. This is the new office, gun room, trophy room, whatever you want to call it. This is where I'm going to be doing a lot of this content once this is finished. This should be done probably 1st of November. But I wanted to bring you this content before I went out to Idaho, and that way when I come back I can do a review of some of this gear that I do have. Some things I'd probably recommend, some things I'd probably dump, maybe upgrade on, maybe don't need. Sorry for being so nasally. Been a little bit under the weather past couple days. Trying to get out of that before we leave middle of next week. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start off. I'm gonna start off with my bag first. It's gonna be a Badlands Mark 6. I've always liked their gear. I've carried their Bino harnesses, which I'll get into in a minute. Some of their backpacks for turkey hunting, deer hunting, whatnot. So I'm going to give their bigger pack a shot. I think it'll work great. I've already shoved everything that I have here, plus a little bit more, 7 days worth of food into it. Fits well. Weight's okay. Probably could be a little lighter, but I'm going to give it a shot this year, and we'll see how that does. Some of these items that I'm going to be covering, I'm probably going to do a more in-depth breakdown on certain things. You know, when I look out on YouTube and Instagram and stuff, I don't see reviews on some of these items. And I think they'd be beneficial to some people that are looking to buy certain things. I'm just going to start with my sleep system first. I'm going to start with the tent. This is the Stone Glacier. It's their tarp, the Sky ULT. Super lightweight. It's a one-man tent. Got the vestibule, got the floor. We're going to be super mobile on this hunt. Cover a lot of ground, do a lot of glassing, and I thought this would be a great option. A buddy of mine's also bringing another tent. I think it's a 2-person tent. So this should do just fine for the run and gun stuff that we're going to be looking at doing. Sleeping pad. This is just a Climate Insulated Static V. You know, nothing too special, nothing super pricey. This should get the job done for me. This is something that I may upgrade here in the future. Go a little bit lighter, a little bit better quality. Pillow, don't have to go much into that. Next, this is an item that I am planning on doing a review on after the hunt. This company out of Canada, Huto, I believe that's how you say it, caught my eye. This is their 3-season bag. It is down material. I don't have all the specs on it right now, unless it's right here. It's a 1,000 gram down. It's got a comfort rating down to 0 degrees Celsius. So limit of 5 degrees Celsius and extreme 12 degrees Celsius. So 3-season bag. I've pulled it out. I fit inside it very nice. For reference, I'm 5'11", about 220. Seemed very comfortable. But this is one of those items that I am going to do a more in-depth breakdown on. Probably get some video of this out here in the field. Come back and give you my thoughts on this. Great price. I want to say it was right around $200. The owner, super responsive to anything you need. Check them out. And they've got a bunch of different products, knives, things like that. So I'm excited to use this and see how this works for me. Next, just to free up some of this clutter on the table, I'm going to go into some of my boots. Kenetrek gaiters. Don't really need to explain too much there. You're probably going to have to use them at some point, crossing a creek, getting in snow, whatever it may be. Boots. I have 2 sets of boots. Probably going to bring both. No, I know I'm going to bring both. I don't know what I'm going to run yet. Probably going to stick with these. These are a little bit more supportive for my foot with the ankles that I do have. Pretty bad ankles. I've had Achilles injuries in the past. So I want something that's a little bit more rigid. These are the Crispi Idaho 2s. Very comfortable boot. I've liked them so far. The other set of boot that I will run would be the Crispi Laponias. They're probably more of an early season boot. I wear them down here in Florida. Turkey hunting, deer hunting, you name it, working around the yard. They're super comfortable boot. I just don't know if I'm going to wear them for this particular hunt with the terrain that we're going on. So probably going to be just sticking with the Idaho 2s. Next up, I'm not going to go too in depth on the layering system that I have. I have a mixture of clothing, different companies. You know, a lot of it being merino wool, obviously. I went with a lot of Firstlite gear. I got Firstlite gloves, Firstlite neck gaiter, Firstlite beanie because I don't have any hair. Definitely going to need a beanie. Firstlite merino wool socks. I'm going to pack a few of these. Just like underwear, I'm going to have an extra set of everything, if not 2 extra sets. Keep those dry, keep those switched out, keep those clean. Merino boxers. Some of you guys are going to hate on me for this, but super comfortable, super durable pant for the money. Wranglers. They're the outdoor ones. They're a little stretchy, like a polyester material. Quick to dry. And I use them all the time. I've used them in 20-degree weather up to 90-degree weather, and they seem to be comfortable pretty much all throughout. And then Firstlite tops. This is, I think they're 150 Arrow wool. We'll see what the weather's like. Looking at lows in the 20s, probably highs in the 60s. So maybe something like this throughout the day. If it does cool down a little bit during the day, or maybe I'm sitting there glassing and it's not too cold for a puffy, probably going to throw this on. This is their 250 weight, and this has a hood on it. So try that. Again, that's the Firstlite gear. Puffy. This is from Drake. Just a puffy, so nothing too special. Should do the job. Extra sets of underwear and socks. I'm going to keep in this dry bag because, God forbid, my pack gets wet. I'd like dry clothes, so I'm going to keep these in a dry bag. This is the Sea to Summit dry bag. I've got a few of them out here on the table. I like to keep things neat and organized. I want to pull out a pack, and I want to know exactly what's in it. So that's why you see I have a lot of different bags with my stuff inside of them. I don't want stuff just thrown out throughout the pack. Rain gear. This is just lightweight packable frog togs. These are their more extreme version, but they are still super lightweight. And I don't know the exact make on these, but super nice rain gear. I've never had an issue with that stuff. So hopefully we don't need it. Fingers crossed, but just in case. All right, next up, I'm going to move in some of the more technical gear that I have. We'll start here first. These are game bags from Forged, reusable, like most of them. These are not compressed down, but there's, I want to say 5 or 6 of them in here. 2 XLs, 2 larges, I think a medium and a small, something like that configuration. But these game bags right here are enough to pack up a whole elk, you know, probably 2 bears. So I'm gonna carry these with us. These should do the trick. Heard a lot of good reviews about them so far. Bugle tube, nothing fancy, just a Rocky Mountain hunting calls bugle tube. Might not use it too often, but I'm gonna keep it with me just in case. We are gonna move into, we'll do my water systems, filtration systems. I've got platypus style filters. I've got a gravity fed. I've got a life straw just in case. And I also got a steri pin in there. So platypus filters, They're just super simple Sawyer type systems. Couple dirty bags, couple clean bags. Of course, I'm running the this is the Yeti bottle, super lightweight. It's just like a Nalgene. I do have another Nalgene style bottle. I might bring two. I might just stick with the one. We should be in an area with plenty of water, it looks like, so I'm not too concerned about packing in a bunch of water. We should be good there. So just super simple for the water filtration systems. Again, I'm going to put links to most of this stuff up in the comments description. Put a link to all the pages, so if you need any more info on it, weights, size, what it filters, etc., the clothing, I'm going to put all that stuff in the description below. Next, first aid kit. I am not going to break this open because there's enough things in here to last a long time and I think survive almost any circumstance. I would say main things, you're going to want some bandages, gauze, definitely a tourniquet, chest seals, there's Leuko tape in there, a couple of band-aids, things like that. Everything's in here. This is enough to pretty much survive anything. So I think there's 1 or 2 emergency blankets in there. But this is a good pack. It's all sealed up in here. Again, Sea to Summit dry bag. I've liked these things, use these things for all different needs. So that's the first aid kit. Again, some of this stuff I might do a more in-depth breakdown. If you guys want a more in-depth breakdown of something certain, just let me know and I'll break each thing down individually. Ammo pouch, ammo wallet, nothing special. I'm shooting a 300 Win Mag this year. Again, I'm not going over the rifle. Just a Remington. It's got a loophole scope on it. It's nothing too crazy to get the job done though. I just didn't have the room in here since I'm still under construction to display all that stuff. Let's see. Next, we will run into these are the black Ovis bags. Again, I like to keep everything pretty organized. That way, if I reach in my bag, I know exactly what I'm pulling out. This is going to be my toiletry bag. It's going to have some medications like Tylenol, some cough drops, toilet paper, some wet wipes, some more wet wipes, hand sanitizer, very important, something that a lot of people might forget, but hygiene is still important out there. Bic lighter, because these are just in about every place in my bag that it'll go, because why not? And then, I've got toothbrush, toothpaste, I think some cotton balls, Q-tips, things like that. So just basic hygiene items just to get me by. They got some like non-scented deodorant in there. I still want to stay somewhat clean when I'm back there in the backcountry. We're gone for, up to 7 days, so I know I'm going to stink, but I want to be somewhat clean about it. Again, these are the black Ovis bags. You're going to see I have a few of them here. I love these things. These are awesome. Trekking poles. Again, these are just carbon trekking poles. Nothing special. No particular brand. Just these are the Z-fold style. Definitely going to need trekking poles where we're going. We're going into North Idaho, Central Idaho area, so definitely going to need trekking poles, especially if we're packing something out. Going to my cook systems, pretty basic. It's a Jetboil, so as you know, with Jetboils, pretty much everything will fit inside the Jetboil. Nice and compact, super simple to work. I know there's some better options out there, some lighter weight options, some more efficient options, but I've had this for a while, so I'm just rocking with it. It does the trick. Food. I don't have the 7 days worth of food here, again, limited on space, but this is what a day's worth of food will look like for me. I will put a day's worth of food in a gallon Ziploc bag. Inside that gallon Ziploc bag, I'm going to have everything I need for snack-wise in a vacuum sealed bag. So, pack of tuna, oatmeal, a couple coffees, some gummies, a couple protein bars. I got some Gatorade Zero, need some electrolytes, things like that. Pack of trail mix. coffee creamer, powdered creamer. So the essentials for the day, what I'll do, I'll just take that out of my main bag. I'll put it in my top, easy access to it, cut this open. But this way I can kind of condense everything when I vacuum seal things like this. Next is 2 freeze-dried meals. I've got a dinner and I've got a breakfast. The breakfast I may substitute for lunch, have my oatmeal, protein bar, just depends on what I'm feeling like that day, but I definitely want to have enough food. I don't want to go without any. I'm trying to reach that, 3,000 calorie-ish a day, somewhere in there, give or take, depending on what we're doing. One of the best investments I have is I have a Harvest Right freeze dryer. All the food that I'm taking back there for dinners and breakfast, they're all made by me. They're homemade meals. I don't have to worry about going out and buying Peaks meals. Nothing against Peaks, Mountain House, things like that. These are homemade, fresh meals. For instance, this one is a meatball stroganoff, and I have a biscuits and gravy for breakfast. I have a couple different things. Egg scramble. It's got eggs, bacon, sausage, peppers, onions, cheese, a lot of good stuff in there. So I've got a variety of different meals. Again, we're going to have enough meals for 7 days, maybe a +1 just in case. But Harvest Right freeze dryers, I know they're a lot of money off the rip. But I will say, if this is something you're going to do, go into the backcountry a lot, or even you want to prep for a natural disaster or anything like that, it's hard to beat a Harvest Right. I think with a season or 2 of hunting plus doing some things around the house, you're going to make your money back up. It's the way to go. I got the small size, and it does plenty. It's got 4 trays, and it does plenty of stuff. And you can do some cool stuff like freeze-dried Skittles, because who doesn't love sweets? Those are definitely coming with us, by the way. All right, next. Sorry again about my voice. I'm losing it. I got like a allergy type stuff going on. All right, another Sea to Summit dry bag. This is not full with what I need. This is going to be all my camera gear that I'm bringing with me. I want to keep it in a dry spot. I'm going to nestle it in between some clothing. Probably going to wrap clothing around it, make sure it doesn't get banged up too much. But this is going to have extra batteries, extra types of mounts, SIM cards, or memory cards. This is going to have an extra camera in it. I'm running the DJI Action 5s. Gonna have a DSLR with me as well. But this way, if I'm crossing a creek, it's raining, I can throw all my electronics in here, and I know they're going to be safe. Again, this is just extra stuff. I've got some battery packs in here as well. Carrying 2. These are 20,000 and 10,000, so enough to keep things charged up. Cell phone, inReach, headlamps, batteries for the DJI Action cams. So again, this isn't full, but this is probably my heaviest item in this entire bag. But if you guys want the content, I got to carry all this stuff with me. Next, we're going to move on to, I guess you call it like a possibles type pouch. This is just going to have a bunch of random stuff in it. Some heater pads. I'm going to have an Allen wrench just for some adjustments. A Leatherman's tool. Again, another Bic lighter. Some extra gloves. Some Ollin wipes for the lenses of the optics, cell phone, whatever it may be. Paracord, and I've got my fire starter in there. I'm running these things. You just take them, and you can use your cotton balls with Vaseline. These are just little fire starters. You just break them open, fray them open. They light pretty quick, and they stay lit for about 5 minutes. Again, I've got another lighter in there as well. So I've got some aqua tabs just in case. I know I got the filtration system. These are kind of like a dire need just in case something breaks. I need to clean out some water. Again, this is just like a catch-alls thing. Moving on, we'll go with what everybody calls a kill kit. I call it a dirt nap kit. This is going to have everything I need to pretty much process an animal. Contractor bags, these are great to use as like a ground tarp, lay it out. That way your meat doesn't get too dirty, get anything on it. Knife sharpener, even though I don't really use it. Got a lot of interchangeable blades, but I carry one just in case. A couple sets of gloves. Some zip ties in case you got to tie a tag onto an animal. Zip ties, obviously, you could use for anything. Another 550 cord in case you got to tie a hind quarter up in a tree, hold it up, hang it up, whatever it is. Hang a game bag up in a tree. You got some paracord to do it. If you're dressing out an animal by yourself, you need to tie a leg up to get a certain cut. Again, you can't go wrong with paracord. Sharpie marker, mark your tags. I'm running the Outdoor Edge Razor Lite. This is the 3.0. These are interchangeable blades, and these suckers are sharp. You can clean quite the animal with this blade before you have to change it. I have cleaned an entire white-tailed deer with one blade and did not have an issue with dullness. So I love this. Super lightweight. I like the way it cuts. It's like a surgeon's scalpel. A couple extra blades in there. And then I carry my old trusty case. Skin a knife. I love this thing as well. This thing hardly ever goes dull. But that's why I have the knife sharpener just in case. So I'll be carrying those 2 knives with me. That wraps it up for the kill kit. Again, and give further breakdowns on some of these things. This is kind of just going through it. I want to make this a fairly quick video. This is not a super in-depth breakdown, as you can tell. I just want to get some of this gear out there, let you guys know what I'm bringing down, or excuse me, up to Idaho. And that way, if you guys see something that strikes your interest, hey, how'd that work out? Shoot me a message, and I'll let you know. And this gear setup is pretty budget friendly. I wouldn't say it's low grade stuff. I wouldn't say it's high grade stuff. Some of it's higher quality than others, but for the most part, this is about average. You know, buy once, cry once. Some of this stuff I'm gonna have to buy something new. It's gonna break. Sleeping pad, stuff like that. Those are things I'll upgrade in the future if I need to. But for right now, this gear should get the job done. Next, we'll go to optics. I'm going to be running these Vortex. These are Diamondback. These are the 15 by 56. I like these. They fit my Bino harness nice. I can use these for glassing as well. Put them in my pack, pull them out. They're lightweight enough and they're compact enough to get into my Bino harness still. So carrying these with me. These have done well. I've used these for several years. Next is the, again, Vortex Diamondback. I want to say this is, I think it's a 65 millimeter. I don't know the exact zoom on it, but it's got the Ollin DigiScope. It's got the mag cover on it. Put the phone scope up to it. That's in my Bino harness as well. I'll pull that out in a minute. This is a great little spot scope. Not the best quality, but certainly not the worst. Vortex does make some great stuff, and I've been impressed with what I've seen through this so far. I'll usually use this on the side of my truck window. Low light could get a little difficult sometimes, but again, I've had pretty good luck with this. Tripod, this is the Black Ovis Alpine Pro. Pretty impressed with it. I will say the weight on it is lighter than I expected, more compact than I expected, sturdier than I expected. Again, it folds up pretty nicely, and you know, I can fit it in the pack right on the side. Again, super lightweight. I don't have the specs on this. I'm going to put the link in the description, but super nice. It's got the 2 legs that are the same, 1 extra leg in case you're on an angle or anything like that. You can adjust this tripod pretty well to suit your needs. to sit there and glass all day. All right, last but not least, Bino harness. Again, just like my pack, this is Badlands. I've had this for several years now. I love it. It's lightweight. It's got enough accessory pockets. It fits the 15 by 56s just fine. I forget the exact model of this. It might be the Easy. No magnets. It just stays down. I think it's bungeed up, but it's got no magnets. Doesn't make any noise when you open and close it, so I like that. Spot in the back here for the phone. This is where I keep my DigiScope adapter. This is the Ollin. Again, what's on my spotting scope. Fits right there behind it. One side, got a little pocket knife. Other side, I got my wind checker. Definitely need the wind checker out there. In the front here, I've got my Kestrel, and I believe that's it. In this pocket, it's just the Kestrel for checking the wind. This is a catch-all pocket. Right now I've got my headlamp in there. Headlamp is nothing special, but it has gotten the job done for many years. This is a 1,000-watt Coast. Super bright. It's got the red light features, and the batteries last forever in this thing. I have another headlight in here that I carry as a backup, but this is the old trusty headlight that I've used for several years, so really dependent on that. This other accessory pocket, these are zippered. I'm going to keep my magazine for my rifle, a couple diaphragm calls, a couple lens wipes. This is just like a catch-all type pouch for me. And then underneath, again, another catch-all type of pouch. This drops down. This has some batteries in it, another lighter, a couple Allen wrenches, and since we are doing a rifle hunt, I am going to carry some just super lightweight ear protection. If in the heat of the moment I remember to put those on, I do have those, or in case we want to do a couple shots when we get out there. Again, this is just a quick gear breakdown of what I'm bringing. All this stuff fits in my pack. When I weighed it out, 7 days of food, no water, I was at 49 pounds. That's without that's without my rifle attached to it, and that's without water. So I'm pretty happy with that. Just right at 50 pounds. Let me know what you guys think. Again, sorry for the voice, a little nasally today. If you guys want to break down on anything in here specifically, shoot me a message, let me know, leave a comment. I am going to be doing a breakdown again on some of this stuff when I return from Idaho later in October. So the video will probably come out late October, probably more so November. Depends on how busy I am deer hunting. I might be able to get to a video. Still trying to finish out this office out here as well. But yeah, stay posted. There's going to be a lot of content coming out. I'm going to show my journey from Florida to Nebraska, out to Idaho, and back. That'll all be recorded. So looking forward to that. Going to be a very long drive. But I am stoked. So I got a bear tag, I got an elk tag, and I got a wolf tag. So one of those three species, hopefully, will be dying. But yeah, leave a comment. Appreciate it. Like this video. And hope you guys check out the rest of them I put out here pretty soon. Take care.